So, Grandpa, what's the story of how you got Lady? Millie asked. Well, if you really want to know, it all happened long ago when Neil, a very old engine, used to work on the railway. Neil was an old-fashioned engine with an open cab. He used to work with the narrow-gauge engines. The narrow-gauge engines usually pull passengers and deliver slate to the old inclines. But sadly, Neil was too old. His drivers said he was out of date and that he had to retire. However, he told Neil that I needed help with a project and that Neil could help. Neil was very excited. I was happy to see Neil and his driver. I told him about my project. I showed him the blueprints. I wanted to create an engine, one that was unique. I wanted to create this engine because I wanted people to see that old could be just as good as new. This engine was a slightly newer fashion than Neil. However, I didn't have enough parts to create her. Neil was willing to make a sacrifice. Mr. Stone, he said, I'd like you to take my parts. It's the least I can do. I was kind of confused, but I thought it was worth it. His driver said goodbye, and I set to work. Building Lady was quite satisfying to do, and I was so happy doing it. I kept on taking parts from Neil till there was nothing left. It was sad to see Neil go, but when I finished Lady, I was so proud, and I took good care of her until now. Patch arrived with a special coal, and Burnett shoveled the coal, and to make a long story short, Lady was making steam. Patch and Lily cheered as Lady started chuffing out of the tunnel. Soon, Lady was traveling out of the workshop and into the magic railroad. Exclaimed Patch. Lily was surprised to see magical swirls trailing behind Lady. She grabbed a sack and started collecting them. Said Patch. Said Lily. Replied Burnett. The magic railroad was officially back to normal. The sky was blue, the tracks appeared, and the clouds were high. But then, something even more awesome happened. Hey, I've got my face back, said Lady as her face was revealed. Lily and Burnett were amazed. And suddenly, everyone heard an unfamiliar whistle. Thomas! Exclaimed Lily. Cheered Thomas. What was funny about this was that Thomas didn't say Lady was beautiful just because he really meant it. And with a shimmer of colors, Thomas and Lady were home. Woohoo! Exclaimed Thomas.
We're on the island of Sonar!
Cheered Lily. Lady rolled to a gentle stop. Thomas pulled alongside. Oh, hello, said Lady, a little surprised. Hello, replied Thomas. Who are you? Lady asked. Thomas is the name, being really useful's the game, said Thomas. You must be the lost engine, I presume. What do you mean? Lady asked. Oh, it's a long story, explained Thomas. My friends told me all about you. They said you're a magical engine, and there was a diesel with a scary claw who wanted to find you and end you. Why, you are the fate of our existence. Without you, we'd all be dead. I assume you were broken down, so I am the one who journeyed through the magic buffers just to get you special coal to fill your heart again. Lady was fascinated. Meanwhile, Diesel 10 was furious at his minion's last night failure. You stupid Diesels, fumed Diesel 10. You two had one job! But no, you had to screw it up. But boss, it wasn't our fault. We saw a ghost, said Splatter. Oh, trying to make an excuse? I don't want to hear it, shouted Diesel. I'm very upset with you. George, I'm mostly disappointed in you, continued Diesel 10. I gave you one simple task to destroy some magic buffers, and what do? You messed it up! You should be ashamed of yourself! George felt very hurt. Hey, how dare you! Exclaimed Dodge. George didn't mean to fail you on purpose. I don't care! Yelled Diesel 10. You are a bunch of dimwits! Okay, if you're going to treat us that way, then we quit, said Splatter, and they rolled away. Fine, be that way. I don't need you. I'll kill this lost engine myself, fumed Diesel 10. Thomas and Lady became good friends. Thomas told Lady some of his stories, and Lady told Thomas more about her, and Thomas still felt love-struck. And then, who should show up but Mr. Conductor and Junior? "Hey, Thomas," said Mr. Conductor. "Thank goodness you're okay." "Thomas, you fantastic tank engine, you," added Junior. "Mr. Conductor, I'd like you to meet my Grandpa Burnett," said Lily. "So nice to meet you," smiled Mr. Conductor. Junior was amazed when he saw a lady. "Yo, cuz, look!"
Oh, this is the lost engine. Now we can go back to Shining Time.
Exclaimed Junior. But something was missing.
Junior, we won't make it back to Shining Time without the gold dust.
Sighed Mr. Conductor.
Without it, the magic can't exist.
Then there was trouble. Thomas's senses started to tingle. "Guys, is it just me, or do I hear the sound of a purring diesel engine?" Then Thomas looked in the distance and saw Diesel 10. "Oh no!" he cried. "It's the diesel with a scary claw!" cried Lady. "Quick, Lady, get in front of me. I'll help you," said Thomas.
All right, my lady. I'll not let you down again.
Said Burnett Stone. "Hang on," called Mr. Conductor. "I'm coming too. Junior, watch the kids." "Will do, cuz," replied Junior. Mr. Conductor hopped aboard Thomas's cab, and he and Burnett began to fire up Thomas and Lady. "We gotta, run!" exclaimed Thomas, pretending to be Shaggy. "Let's do this!" shouted Mr. Conductor. And Thomas and Lady made a run for it.
Oh, I'll get you.
Snickered Diesel 10.
No, you won't, because the magic you refuse to believe in will get the better of you.
Replied Burnett. "Hold up, I thought he did believe in magic. That's why he wants to destroy Lady," corrected Mr. Conductor. "Yikes!" shivered Thomas. Said Burnett. "Look out, here I come," laughed Diesel 10. "I like my lunch steamed," called Diesel 10 as Thomas and Lady chuffed through Knapford Station. "Hi, Gordon, bye, Gordon," exclaimed Thomas. When Gordon saw that Thomas was with the lost engine, who was being chased by Diesel 10, he was speechless. So were his passengers. The signalman and contractor telling each other that Thomas found the lost engine and was being chased by Diesel 10. Signals were changed, and points were switched. Thomas had an advantage. "Go, Thomas, go!" cried James. Thomas and Lady raced past Garfield, and thundered by Mavis, and rolled past Harry and Bert. They were amazed. "Pretty fast for a puffball," said Diesel 10. "Want to race, Thomas?" beat Bertie excitedly. "Okay, maybe not," jumped Bertie as Diesel 10 smashed the crossing gates. "Thomas, we can't outrun him," cried Lady. "Maybe we can," said Thomas. "What do you mean?" Lady asked. "I know this railway through the back of my head. Up ahead, there's a junction. One line leads to the docks, and the other line leads to the old viaduct." "Thomas, are you insane? That viaduct is on the verge of collapsing!" shrieked Mr. Conductor. "That'll do nothing but put us in more danger than we are now," wailed Lady. "Just trust me," exclaimed Thomas. "If we want to take Diesel 10 down, then this is the only way." At the junction, George was flattening the road when he heard Thomas. "George, point!" called Thomas. "Huh? Oh, okay," called George. So George changed the points, and Thomas and Lady were diverted to the viaduct. And there it was, the old viaduct where Mr. Conductor was interrogated. "Fingers crossed," called Burnett, and he and Mr. Conductor crossed their fingers. Lady began to cross the viaduct. The viaduct was quickly starting to collapse, but Thomas had faith. Luckily, Lady was able to get across safely, but then there was trouble. A large piece of the bridge gave way, and the viaduct split into two. There was no way for Thomas to cross now. "Thomas, stop!" shrieked Mr. Conductor. But Thomas wasn't going to give it that easy, and he began to gain more speed. "I can't look!" shrieked Mr. Conductor. Thomas began speeding through the bridge, and with all his momentum, Thomas jumped over the bridge and safely landed on the other side. "Yeah!" shouted Mr. Conductor. "I did it! I did it! I knew I could! I just knew I could!" yelled Thomas. "Thomas, you're a brave little engine for sure," exclaimed Mr. Conductor. Called Burnett as he blew Lady's whistle, and from that day, Thomas felt very proud when he blew his whistle. Diesel 10 saw that the bridge was broken. He braked hard, but it was too late. Somehow, Diesel 10 grabbed a hold of the broken edge of track on the other side. "Pinchy, you are a lifesaver," Diesel 10 sighed. But Diesel 10 spoke too soon. "Why can't I shut my big mouth?" complained Diesel as the wood he was holding onto snapped. "Curse you, Pinchy!" cried Diesel 10. And Diesel 10 splashed into the river below. He was never seen again.